Good morning everybody, happy Saturday. Today I'm doing a video on indecision, indecisiveness, whatever you want to call it. So I'm coming across a lot of people recently. I seem to go through stages of what I seem to attract to myself in work and around me. And a lot of people who struggle to make decisions and really worry. And there's so many reasons that can be. So it can often be that we look to others to make a decision for us because we're fearful of responsibility if that decision goes wrong. And also it can be to do with, it's always in childhood, stuff in our childhood where we weren't supported in being our best selves. You know, we weren't supported and encouraged in getting to know who we are, what we like. You know, we might have been quite strongly conditioned, which is very common. It's not about judging those situations. It's about realising how they're impacting you now and unlearning them. So often I'll find people will come with a big decision and they just can't make one. And it usually comes down to a sense of self and identity. When you really know who you are, it's easier to make a decision. When you don't, when that hasn't been nurtured and grown in you, because you've either had all your decisions made for you growing up, so kind of like your power was taken away and that part of you wasn't encouraged to grow, or you had quite traumatic experiences in childhood, that focus on growing you into your greatest version of yourself doesn't always come about, and then you get to adulthood and it shows. So I always say to people with decision making, and I have been somebody who's really struggled with decision making. Actually, it's usually the aftermath of a decision. I usually sit there worrying, looking back with what if, should I have, could I have, so I can make a decision, but then I struggle with it afterwards. The art of decision making is usually just make one. Doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. And this is what I've been telling people for the last 2 weeks. Make one decision. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. You will be guided back to wherever you're meant to be or onto the next decision if needs be. And this is where my spirituality comes into it. And this is how I worked through indecisiveness and fear of making wrong decision and consequences of that. If you ask your head, it will talk you into a reason why you should do something that you shouldn't, or why you shouldn't do something you should. It'll just be a clutter, all based on your past experiences, because it's limited. That's all it knows. If you come down to your heart and ask, what do I feel, which is not words, it's not story, what do I feel I should do, you'll get a hunch. And the reason that's so important is, in my beliefs, and it's just mine, doesn't have to be yours, you can never make a wrong decision. You will always learn something from it and then move on to the next decision. It's life. That's life. Learn to be okay with mistakes. It's how you correct them. That's the important bit. So I had a recent experience where everything in my intuition was guiding me to go into something. Really guiding. My head was a bit confused about, this isn't my usual situation, but okay, I'll give it a go. And literally overnight, my decision making changed and everything in me went, move away from this situation. It's no longer for your highest good and will hinder you. Couldn't get it. My head was all kinds of quandaries. No, I better stay in this situation. So glad I went with my intuition, because when I went with it and had no narrative to explain why, just so many strong, powerful hunches, I removed myself from that situation very quickly, and within a week I realised why. So when you have to make a decision, try not to give your power away to other people to make it for you, because they're not in your shoes. Their experiences may be very similar, but they will not be identical. So their ideas of what you should or shouldn't do may really not be what you should or shouldn't do. Give yourself back that power. Asking your feeling, what feels right. Don't give this as much credit as you probably do. It will scupper. Let it be reasonable, let it calculate risk, let it be logical. Merge the two, the feeling from the heart and the mind together. Can be hard, but typically our minds weigh heavy and push our sensation of what feels right, which is our higher self seeing the bigger picture that our mind really can't see. And just make a decision. Don't worry if it's right or wrong. Life will show you eventually what you need to do next. It might be go back to the other thing, or it might be here's another opportunity, off we go. Just make a decision. Indecision, procrastination, we all do it. It's usually from an insecurity. Deal with the insecurity. You know, do I trust myself to make decisions? Can I handle consequences? Because there's consequences to every action, thought, word and deed we do. Live it. Have a good day.